Welcome to the 30th episode of Imperial Interlude. This marks the second season of our little show here. With me is, again, Ralph. Hello, Ralph.
Hello, Tim. It's been a while.
It has been, but that's not our fault because Disney is just not putting out enough content. Joking, they're
No.
doing enough. We just need to be more patient at times.
Yes, definitely more patient at times.
So,
But we did have some stuff for May the 4th, didn't we? So I put some
we
stuff
did
out on May the
indeed.
4th, didn't we? So
At the time of recording, it's the 22nd of May. It's only 5 days until Kenobi is released, and
yes, it is. It's Friday, isn't it?
27th.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm rather excited to see what will be coming out, and at the same time, I'm terrified that it might go horribly wrong. I'm confident because I like
confident,
Boba and Mando, so I'm hoping they just keep on doing things and on that scale of quality. But there's always the slight possibility of Revenge of the Sith or something.
Not so much Revenge of the Sith. Think the animated droids and Ewoks. Okay.
Okay, that's show I've only seen as a kid, and I like them, so I can't really judge them.
Well, they're both on Disney Plus now, anyway. So
Yeah, let's be fair. The cartoons are made for children, so we best not compare them to things made for adults. I think possibly Kenobi is one of these things that is actually aimed at adults, because anybody who is grown up with the original trilogy is now as old as any of the actors in that upcoming TV series. So we just want to know what happened between Revenge of the Sith and Episode 1. Where has Obi gone? What did he do?
Yeah, well, we do know that. We know when it's set, because it's set 10 years, which is quite interesting, because then it's 10 years before Episode 4, which makes it roughly 5 years before Rebels in the timeline.
It's all in a very close proximity to one another.
Yeah, and then of course Andor is Rogue One, which is roughly a year, maybe a little bit less from that. But I mean, what did you think? Because we've had 2 trailers and we haven't talked about them. So what did you think of the first trailer? I thought was great, especially I like the music cues.
Yeah, the music is once again
smile.
The music is once again something that really gets me.
Who doesn't smile? Who just doesn't smile when you hear Duel of the Fates? And then of course the Vader theme from the I think it's called the Massacre of the Temple or something from Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
It's the one from the track where Anakin's being evil.
is straying from the path of the Jedi, I think is the term.
Yes. Yeah, but it's which I can't remember the exact title of the track, but it was just the Duel of the Fates. Hearing Duel of the Fates as well, I think.
Yeah, it's very it's got a very short play in. I think they put in, I don't know how many different key themes. It played a lot of strings.
Definitely, but I just thought that but then the whole, because it was very, you didn't get to see him, which I thought was quite good until in the teaser trailer until the very end.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's called a teaser, I think, because they don't shove it in your face.
But it was also, I think, it was very deliberate that I think, yes, it's a show about Kenobi, but my feeling is, going off that trailer and even off the second one, I think the Inquisitors are going to have a good chunk of the story more as well. They're not going to be bit players. They're not going to be side characters per se. I think we're going to be following that lead Inquisitor, not the High Inquisitor.
Yeah, I think it'll go something like the original Clone Wars cartoon series went, where you have have insights into both sides of the war, so we know what's happening, and we are not just confined to one side of the story, as with most movies was.
Yeah, but it was just a lot of imagery of the Inquisitor, and then of course we got that final scene of Kenobi, and then cut to the credits, or cut to the title card. And the title card I thought was quite clever because they had the eye as Kenobi's lightsaber.
Yeah. How long do you think did it take for the first people to comment on how that the Inquisitors don't look like in the animated series? I'd say about 0.5 milliseconds.
Yeah. Does not look like the High Inquisitor from Rebels. Does not look like the brother, the one with the strange looking hat. Does not look like him from Rebels. It's like, oh, for the love of.
You are ruining my cartoon experience with real people. Boo-hoo-hoo.
Ahsoka's tendrils are too short. For crying out loud. Does not Cad Bane did not look like Cad Bane. Did not look the son. It was like, for the love of everything.
Get a
unholy.
life.
Jesus.
Enjoy entertainment for what it is. It is entertainment. It's not a what do you call it? Science?
Yeah.
It's not science.
I mean, the other thing as well, I suppose the rhetorical to some of them was, at least Cad Bane's voice was proper Cad Bane, At least Ahsoka looked like Ahsoka. It's just, and the Inquisitors, the two that are in makeup, look like the characters,
Yeah.
They are a human, they are a proper physical world representation of those characters.
Yeah.
They are not
it's
animated
not a terrible
characters.
CGI model that goes bloody bankers when technology advances. It's a practical effect that will age in a proper way.
Yeah. So I don't think it took them that long. I mean, we do know in the marketing they've said it's a limited series. It's 6 episodes.
Yeah, and it couldn't be much more. Just thinking about the time frame it's set in.
Yeah.
We know at one point Luke Skywalker will be leaving Tatooine with Obi-Wan, and so there's a final destination, so to speak.
There is that finite point of, we know that in 10 years' time from when Kenobi airs, Luke will be leaving Tatooine.
There will be 2 droids plummeting from the skies, wreaking havoc in the life of Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, and making them very crisp. And after that, he'll just go away.
Yeah. So that. I mean, what's interesting, or what was interesting, is I did read online some of the Vanity Fair stuff. They have come out to clarify some things, especially in the interviews about Kenobi, because they've said they've treated Kenobi more like a 6-hour movie than, say, for example, we know Boba Fett, we know Mando are technically, that I think that was treated more as episodic TV, just within one ongoing thread, of the story through it, where Din's was the child and Boba's was, his redemption to being Daimyo and that. Where they have said, and Ewan McGregor said this, that the way they've written and done Kenobi is it was basically one big long 6-hour movie that they've probably just cut into those chunks.
Yeah.
So they've taken more time over it, shall we say, to do things. So yes, there's going to be the people online that probably slag it off and go, yeah, this was wrong. It's like, where there's the rest of it going, it's Kenobi. Who would have thought he would have come back and done the character? Who would have thought we would even get a TV series, yet let alone,
And also, how can you know what happened between those movies? There have, as my understanding, has never been official law anything on that subject. He was just the old hermit on Tatooine that somehow managed to live next to Luke without being noticed.
Yeah. What I saw a really interesting comment on a discussion, and there was people arguing about the extended universe and how Disney have gutted it. Yeah,
for a reason.
Well, no. What was interesting was someone tweeted this out because they were slagging off Dave Filoni. There was criticisms, and it was things. But what was interesting was, and I remember seeing this and reading this, was George Lucas never acknowledged the extended universe.
Didn't he? I was under the impression that everything that was written with the label Star Wars had to go undergo some
Yes.
kind of approval.
No. Yeah, it might have had to go under approval, but George Lucas never acknowledged it. He said that's their stories. My story is the movies, and that's it. And then when he came around to doing Rebels and Clone Wars, well, when he came around to doing Clone Wars, he went, "That's my move. That's it." Yes, there was the extended universe books and stuff, yes, but George never explicitly said these are canon or these are part of this that whole Star Wars, universe. It's a bit like how Disney then took it and dumped those into Legends,
Mm.
which I thought was really interesting, because you get this argument from people about, oh, Disney's own Star Wars, it was better with the extended universe. Well, the
Well,
extended universe was never.
it might be in your head, and it can still be in your
Mhm.
head, be a better universe if you want to.
Yeah.
So it's a fucking world of make believe.
Exactly, but it's just interesting that people argue that point about the extended universe.
People
Where
like to argue over so many things. It's getting tiresome.
It is getting very, very tiresome. But it was just interesting that I saw that, and I remember George. I can't remember exactly what George said, but it boils down to him going, the extended universe is their stories. Yeah. It's not my story. So all these authors that are coming on, that's their stories using those characters, which is fine. Yeah. But it's not my story and my canon. My canon is those 6 movies. At the time, it would have been the 6 movies. And then when Clone Wars turned up, Clone Wars.
Yeah, I mean,
and Rebels.
let's look at from a very practical standpoint. George Lucas is the one who invented the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
So basically, anything he thinks up is canon or isn't canon. We might like it, we might dislike what he's doing or discarding, but it's his toys. He's going to play with them as he sees fits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's still involved with it, so
Yeah, I totally don't agree with anything or the most of things he did on certain things, especially the original remasters he did were at points. Well, let's not talk about that.
Hand shot first.
Yeah, that's one of the more prevalent cases. There are things he did to the movies that aren't bad from a design perspective, but the technology wasn't there. Like the Cloud City scene when the Falcon gets there. Yeah, the idea is neat. The technology wasn't there at the time to make a good Falcon, but then again.
Well, to be honest, the special editions, if we look at the special editions as a general thing, he went back into the special editions to tweak the things that he thought the technology had caught up on to doing. So the Battle of Yavin was updated a bit.
Yeah, and there are things that are okay, but there are things that have been left in those special editions where I said to myself, well, those could have used a makeover.
And
then
of
cutting
course
errors.
Yes, and the re-adding of Jabba was a little bit of a question mark, but
it was a bit odd, especially with the walking over Jabba's tail and stuff. But we're getting way off track.
We're going off track there, but yes, we're background to Kenobi.
We were just at the teaser trailer, and the teaser trailer was nice. The full trailer had a bit more of Kenobi,
but it was also missing a character that was in the teaser, which was the female Imperial officer. There's a scene in the trailer where you see her coming down like a ramp in that full thing. Now, we didn't see her in the teaser, in the trailer, which was interesting. The character is supposed to be more than just what she appears to be in that teaser, with being an Imperial. There's more going on to the characters. I think we're going to get a lot of that with these characters. There's going to be more.
Yeah,
there's going to be more to them, shall we say?
That's something I felt had been a thing with the Mandalorian and also Boba Fett. That there are characters where one would think, oh, those are throwaway characters and one-offs, and they reappear or have different roles to play suddenly. There's the ex-Imperial sharpshooter that gets to
Oh
redeem
yeah.
himself in that one episode. There's
Yeah.
the Marshal who appears in at least 3 episodes now.
Yeah. Yeah, bringing in. Well, the interesting thing about the Marshal, I think, from the point of view of the character, is that character turned up from the novels anyway. Originally, he was in the Aftermath novels. You know, those 3 Aftermath, the 3 sort of prequel novels they did, leading into Episode 7.
Well, why
That's
reinvent the
where
wheel when you
that's
can
exactly
just
exactly.
borrow from others?
Well, yeah, I mean, the other thing I've read or mentioned, and this is leading into Ahsoka as well, of sorts, is Dave Filoni said that there is the Ahsoka white robes that you see her wearing at the end of Rebels. That's going to be explained. There is a reason for it, as people nicknamed that Ahsoka the White and, you know, Ahsoka the Grey.
She's fighting the Balrog?
Yeah, probably. But it's there is a thing with, you know, with there is an explanation of that is going to be maybe in season 2 of Ahsoka. If we get a second season, we have no idea whether Ahsoka's going to be a limited series or not.
Maybe she's helping the Mandalorian, and that's why she gets to choose new clothing.
Well, the white costume or the white clothing is what she wears when she rushes off with Sabine Wren to go after Ezra. It's at the end of Rebels, and that's going to be the Ahsoka show, or maybe the first part of the Ahsoka show is going to be her meeting up with maybe Sabine, doing the whole.
Maybe then she goes from white to grey because she can't do
Yeah.
laundry.
Maybe. But you know,
won't get this stain off unless you use whatever.
What was really interesting, this is sort of thingy from the Kenobi, was that, like I mentioned, the Vanity Fair photo shoot video that's there, where you've got a live action Ahsoka with a live action Kenobi. All you would need would be a live action Hayden standing there in his full costume to go. You've got the 3 of them.
Well, maybe he's standing in the background and just doing annoying stuff. You never know.
You never know. It was just interesting that you've got Ahsoka, a live action Ahsoka and Kenobi together.
Sometimes you hear things from movies years later and think to yourself, what the hell are these people doing on set?
Yeah, very true.
There was this one. We're going totally off now. I don't care. You know the movie The Mummy?
Yes.
And there was a scene where the Pharaoh back story was explained, and where the female, his wife, should have come in a very revealing costume, and it didn't. The one who showed up was the male lead. I failed to remember his name.
Emotep.
No,
you mean Brendan Fraser?
Yeah, Brendan Fraser comes in full costume with all the makeup. just imagine you're expecting some hot, lovely wife coming in, and then there's Brendan Fraser in a belly dance outfit.
Yeah. I think, you know, when we look at we'll go back to the Kenobi trailers, especially from the main trailer as well, because that did the same as the teaser trailer, where we got very little Kenobi. I think 3 scenes, or 3 or 4 glimpses of him. There was more glimpses of him, you know. There's
I think the most prominent glimpse of him in the teaser trailer is when he's looking through his spying glasses, and that's about it.
Yeah, and I think in the other trailer, yes, he was there, but it was it was still more concentrated on the Inquisitors, and then of course we had running through that trailer near the end of the trailer was somebody getting a bionic arm, and then getting a back plate and a front chest piece, and we all know, you know, once you saw the front chest piece, who it was. You know, it's Anakin being turned into Vader, or getting his bits back on for Vader. So
yeah, I'm currently running the trailer in the background by myself, and so far there's Kenobi having interaction with Uncle Ben, and then some fighting scenes, so there is definitely much more from him as
Yeah.
in the teaser trailer.
It was confirmed by the director or disproven by the director, because the director's Deborah Chow. Now, Deborah Chow directed the 3rd episode of The Mandalorian, the one where we had all the Mandos turn up and stuff. That was her episode, if I remember correctly. She also did another one as well, but she's one of the pilots, of course, along with Dave Filoni and what's Rick Fukujima, I think it is the guy, the other director they had. That were, Tapper Wolf and all of that, where you get those 3 fighter pilots, which are the 3 directors. Sure, but she's come out and said it's not for Lom. You know how in the scene in the second trailer where you see a black droid, bounty hunter droid, people are claiming, and people are going, it's for Lom, or
It looked a bit
not.
like
It looks like him a bit. It could have been, but she said it's not. It's a brand new character.
It's 5 Lom.
It's got no Lom in the name.
Or maybe it's 3 Lom, the predecessor.
3 Lom, yeah. But it's come out as saying it's not that legacy character. But the other rumblings that have been mentioned is that we may see Tamara Morrison in Kenobi
as
Cody, playing Commander Cody.
Possible.
Because Cody will still be there, because Cody will be part of the. Now, this is the one that gets me, is I don't know if Cody would. Well, Cody would be a stormtrooper now for sure if he's
still in service.
Still alive, if he's still in service, still alive. But also, he wouldn't be the leader. He wouldn't be the leader of the 501st anyway, because Cody was in charge of Kenobi's.
I was thinking that if
Battle Force.
If any clones appear in this timeline, they are not anymore within the Imperium. I think they'll all be renegades at that point.
Yeah, I've got a suspicion if we see a clone at any point, and it is Tamara Morrison, I think the obvious clone that we might see, because it would lead into Ahsoka, is Rex.
Yeah, something along those lines. I don't think there will be any loyalist clones at this point.
Rex. That sort of thing with the the thing, but I don't know if we will see any of the any legacy.
Maybe there will be some flashbacks.
It might be. Well, I think we're going to get flashbacks anyway from Hayden and Ewan together as Anakin and.
Yeah, and at that point we might as well see
Kenobi.
some clones, because that's the timeline. They were very prominent.
Yeah. So
it would be odd to see stormtroopers without a helmet not being depicted by Mr. Boba Fett.
Well, the thing is, anyway, most of the stormtroopers at the time period aren't clones, aren't they? They're conscripts. They're people who have joined the Empire.
Yeah, I'm talking about the flashbacks when they show.
The flashback stuff when they do clones, yeah.
Yeah, before the Vaderization of Anakin.
I'm wondering, and I don't think they will, but I'm wondering whether we get a build on that scene from from Boba, with Grogu remembering,
how the temple got massacred.
Yes, I wonder if we'll get a build on that.
I don't think so. That would be a step too far for a short-term series. Maybe at a later point in Mandalorian or Ahsoka, either way. Yeah. But I don't think in Kenobi. I think Kenobi will be very much centered around Tatooine and what happens on that planet.
Well, no, because they do go to another planet.
Yeah, but that may be just a one-off side arc. Again, we only have 6 episodes to go by, so
true.
The possibility is there, but not so great, I think.
There has been rumors, and there has been some, not leaks, but it's just, this is what the premise of the story is. I would caveat, if I'm going to mention it, I'm going to caveat by saying, if you don't want to know, we are about 35 minutes into the chat here. Stop now, go watch Kenobi, then come back and listen. Because we know There is a casting for a young Princess Leia.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly, we are going to see 3PO and R2-D2. The rumblings of the story is the child Princess Leia has been kidnapped, and it is then people reach out to Kenobi to come and rescue her. That's why he's back in the saddle.
That will be an interesting take on things.
He's going to meet Vader twice in the series. There's going to be a lightsaber duel in the middle or early on in the series where he loses and runs off and runs away, shall we say? And then there's going to be one at the end. We get
obviously
to hear.
He doesn't win either, so
Well, yeah, obviously he doesn't win either. But what was else that was mentioned? He's trying in one of the scenes. Supposedly, he's trying to reach out to Qui-Gon. He's trying to speak to his old master.
That was what Yoda was telling him at the end of Episode 3, that there might be a way to communicate with those long gone.
Yes, so he's trying to reach out to Qui-Gon through parts of the episode, through parts of the series. Supposedly, he finally speaks to Qui-Gon at the end, and the rumblings through different internet Star Wars leakers and people that are supposedly in the know. I take all of this with a huge pinch of salt, with a mountain of salt over in the corner as well. That we are going to see a Force ghosted Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon.
The question then becomes: will it be the real Liam Neeson, or will they just use some weird wacky CGI shit, because ghosts are not quite in focus anyway, so who cares?
Well, supposedly it's the real. It has how they did it in not Last Jedi, but the Rise of Skywalker and stuff.
Yeah, I think we will just have to wait and see.
We'll definitely have to wait. Right, non-spoilers back. It's basically for the past, since the first trailer dropped or the first teaser dropped. That's all the Star Wars movie websites and gossip people and stuff have all been,
Yeah,
there's this. And
therein lies the main culprit of all. We only got about 2 minutes of video material where we could actually reference things from, and people's imaginations are going bonkers again.
Yeah, it is. Well, I saw that this week, and it was this week. It was actually, I think, Saturday or Friday was the 42nd anniversary of Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back is 42 years old.
Don't remind me. Please, no talking about age.
Yeah. Well, we know what next year is, don't we? Because Atomic Mass Games are.
Yes. The 40th anniversary of the glorious teddy bear army.
Yes, and we're getting the glorious teddy bear army as miniatures, among other things.
And Ahsoka. And maybe, if we're very lucky, we'll get a new homepage for Atomic Mass Games, but that is a completely different subject.
There is. But they have updated. There has been some updates.
Yeah, and what annoys me the most, they have actually done proper articles on the website, but they're not linked from the front page for some fucking reason.
They're buried again.
You're only getting them if you know the direct link. Anything else is just AMG. Why you do this?
But yeah, I'm wondering, does this mean then? Here's one for you, because we know we're getting, and this goes back into the gaming, but also links with other things. Is we know AMG have produced a brand new Boba Fett mini.
Yes.
We know. We've seen. I've watched the AMG painting on their streams that they did a couple of months back of it. They actually painted it on camera. The Boba with the gaffy stick and stuff in full armor. Does this mean maybe they haven't shown it yet and they're keeping it as a surprise for the June? I think they said June mini extravaganza they're going to be doing. A new Kenobi mini.
I wouldn't say it's out of the range of the possibility.
So instead of General Kenobi, because we've got an operative Vader, why not an operative Kenobi?
But would he be an operative?
Well, you've got an operative Vader, haven't you? Mini. There's
Yeah,
two
but
Vaders, isn't there?
that's the
There's
younger Vader from the one that's in the core set. Now you would have an older Kenobi from the core set.
Mm.
If you can follow what I'm saying.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but I'm just thinking with their Battle Force idea coming in and stuff like that, because they've sort of said what the Clone Wars one or the 501st one is, and I think they said in the 501st you can basically have Anakin, Rex, and something, and another one as well as you basically you as part of the 800 points. It's something insane because they've done it with the Echo base one, or the Echo Squadron, or whatever they're calling it for Hathaway. You can have Leia, Luke, and Han all in at the same time. It's part of the Battle Force. It's all this Battle Force stuff, which I'm guessing we'll get more information when Shadow Collective turns up.
Yeah,
Pardon
and when the complete boxes are on the table and being dissected by everybody.
Yeah. But I'm just wondering and this leads into just the TV series in general, is I'm wondering with Shadow Collective coming out, we'll get more loyalists for the Mandos. Because if you think about it, we've got you've got technically the Mandalorians, haven't you? Who can either be run by themselves or part of the Shadow Collective. Well, run as mercenaries.
I'm not completely convinced on how that is actually going to work, so I need to kneel a bit more into the rule setting.
Yeah. But I'm just wondering whether we will see that whole the whole the loyalists, so Clan Ren and the other clans, more loyalist ones like Clan Ren, or redo Clan Ren so it can be run with the Republic, because that would be the obvious thing, wouldn't it? Redo the cards for Clan Ren to run with the Republic as a special forces force or whatever, and then however they do the Shadow Collective. But that's a conversation for when they turn up.
Yeah, and that isn't too long.
No.
We never know when they actually deliver.
It's June, isn't it? They said.
I
think they said
so.
June. I know there's all the pre-orders in the. I know the Shadow Collective box was priced the same as the ATST and the other big chunks, the other big bits. I think it's not the price of a starter box. It's less than a starter box, but I think it's about the same price as a like the B. Is it the BES or whatever? The BT battle tank from the clones.
I think so. I would be very hard pressed to look that up now.
Yeah, I've just got the price here. Shadow Collective in the UK is $55.99, and it's due on the 17th. And that's the starter box, mercenary starter box, and then each of the specialists after that, Pikes, Mandos, Black Sun, are the same price as a group of stormtroopers, roughly. So £27. And then the individuals are Gar Saxton is £17, and the dates on all of these are the 17th.
Let's hope they will arrive in the shop's proper timings.
Well, this was just off one of the UK sellers that I look at.
Are there other sellers than the UK sellers? I hadn't known.
Well, I use Darkstar Games for when I'm looking at stuff, because they've been quite reliable. And then, of course, I know for a fact that we are getting in September the reprinted Star Wars RPG. Is coming in September.
Oh, that's going to be a completely different beast at that point, then.
No, it's the same set. It's the same system.
No, I mean as a talking point on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because I've got 4 of the books from the reprints. I've got the core Rebel, Age of Rebellion core rules, and I've got the Rise of the Republic, Collapse of the Republic, Rise of the Separatists, and Dawn of the Rebellion are the 3 books I got. So technically, the Clone Wars era and the Rebels era. Quite nice books, actually.
Books are a great thing. Coming back to our subject on hand, I think we almost got everything out of those 2
I
minutes
think
of
so, yeah.
trailers that we have seen. What is one thing you would really like to see in that 6-episode miniseries? Is there
I must admit,
anything?
I would like to see either Rex or one of the clones turn up. I think that would be interesting. I think I think as well, maybe, and I doubt it would turn up, is maybe Ahsoka. Maybe a meeting with Ahsoka. But to be honest, I don't know, because a lot of what say we want to see, but they're probably not going to do, because it's their story and they have the story. They know how they want to tell the story, and I think anything we say is just our wishes.
Yeah. I think if I were to have something happening in that series, it would be a meeting with R2D2, just to annoy the fans again, because then it would have been 3 times that Obi-Wan and R2 have met, and every time he's completely, "Who are you? I don't know you. I've never owned a droid."
Well, that all goes off the lines from Alec Guinness, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And
that was just, I think that would be hilarious to have him just say, "No, I don't know you. I've never seen this droid in my life."
Yeah, I think the other thing as well is, before we finish as well, is people need to know that those 2 teaser trailers, supposedly all the footage we saw from those teasers is from the first 2 episodes. It's a typical Disney marketing now, by the looks of it. Anything that's coming to Disney Plus is just the beginning.
I'm pretty much thankful for the way they are doing that. It's there's no point in showing your complete hand in these games.
No.
The less I know, the more surprised I can be, and that's why I keep from spoiler sites, or when somebody says, "Oh, I've got news," I don't care. Go away.
Yeah.
I will watch it on my own.
Yeah. I mean, I'll read it occasionally, but like I said, a lot of what I read from that is like, it's, you don't know, because they're not, it's so tightly confined, in what they release and stuff. These people leaking things, and yes, we got leaks from the Mando, and those leaks were right, but
Yeah, I think coming Friday, I will have a very great time sitting at home after I've brought my daughter to bed, and have a little laid back watching of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
The first 2 hours, because I'm assuming it's probably going to be average about maybe 48 minutes an episode.
I think it's going to be a bit more if they plan that as a 6-hour game for 6 episodes. I think we're going to see episode counts in the higher numbers.
Yeah, probably pushing the higher numbers, but it's, I guess we'll find out. And also remember as well, folks, that as of on Friday, for the is it the 4 day? Is it Thursday, Friday, or is it Friday, Saturday? It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, isn't it? Is celebration. It's just the 3 days, isn't it?
I was not knowing where you were going on that
celebration.
Oh, speaking of celebrations, have you seen that the buggers on Celebration get a X-Wing exclusive major? For X-Wing, not for Legion.
Yeah. It's Thursday to Sunday as Celebration, so it's the 4 days. So I know that...
Guessing Friday evening the Celebration halls will be quite empty.
Well, no. Well, Friday is the last one of the big panels on Friday is the Star Wars TV series stuff. It's
Well,
a panel with Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau supposedly talking about
but at that point,
the
the
TV
episode
series
already
would
has
have aired.
launched.
Yeah, the episodes have launched, but it's not a Kenobi panel. It's a panel about all of the series. So what they're doing and possibly their plans for the future. So maybe Rangers of Rangers of the New Republic might be back on the slate.
Yeah, possibly. And again, people, please be aware this is all fiction. If you spot inconsistencies, maybe give them a bit of leeway for make things fit. It's nothing worth arguing about and getting all riled up.
Well, it's the internet. Of course, it's going to get riled up.
Yes, and I dread the second. If let me just say, if Obi-Wan series has something like that chasing sequence from the Book of Boba Fett with the colorful mopeds,
Yes.
yeah, I'd be annoyed at that as well. But let's hope they don't do that.
Yeah, but there's being annoyed, and then there's like, yes, I understand maybe why they did it,
Yeah,
because I think we could turn around and say, to be honest, and yes, they are written. They lots of adults watch the stuff on Disney Plus, but it's still for children. It's still for
yeah, and I
kids.
think the difference is you can make something that is logically and story wise fitting, like that chase scene is, and just completely wreck the execution of filming it, which they did. If it had been a faster speed by chase, it might have been completely unnoticed by most of people. But then again, yep,
it's the internet.
it's the internet, and remember, the internet is made for porn. So don't go argue, go wank. If in doubt, wank yourself one off.
Oh dear.
You've heard it here first. Proper sound advice on the internet from a Sunday afternoon. Ralph, I thank you for your time.
It's all right.
I will look forward to next Sunday when we will be discussing the lengthy entry episode on Ben Kenobi. And
yes.
Let's see if we will be celebrating or we'll need some harder booze to get the memories wiped. Let's hope we will be celebrating.
I think we'll be celebrating.
With that said, everybody at home, have a nice evening. We will hear from you again next week. Bye.